It was never, the object to target someone's family, We didn't do that. That's against the rules. And, you see this new wave era of youngsters, and they claiming that they don't care.
OG KUNTA cuz, welcome back to the platform.
What's good, my guy? Man, it's great to be back. I had to get on these airwaves, man. It's so much going on, man. There's so much, hysteria in the city.
Yeah, man. First of all, I want to say, man, rest in peace to Lil Ronnie. Forward to
Real
the
talk.
loss with that.
R.I.P. to Lil Ronnie, man. I didn't really get to know the little brother, but, I did get to see him a few times. A good little brother, you know what I'm saying? From what I understood, brother didn't really bother nobody. He was really the type of young brother that just kind of stayed in his lane, his own little lane, in his own little world. And it's very tragic, you know what I'm saying? So, my deepest condolences and sympathies to his family, you know what I'm saying? And his widow, you know what I'm saying? I guess why I chose to, get on these airwaves because, the city of Fort Worth has suffered a great loss, losing this little young brother, Lil Ronnie. The brother was very multi-talented, you know what I'm saying? He wrote music for people, he just had a real good up spirit, you know what I'm saying? And I listened to some of his music. The little young brother had a real good, musical soul, He's what I would call a true musical soul child, And the city of Fort Worth has definitely suffered a great loss, you losing such a musical soul child like the brother Lil Ronnie, the Chucky. I'm great. I'm the greatest news ever really about the scenario is that the people, who were responsible have been apprehended. Killers have been apprehended. They done such a horrible, heinous thing, doing what they've done to that brother and to his seed, It's been a while, since Fort Worth seen such a tragedy like this. It's been a long time, It's not new, It's happened. This has happened in the past, where innocent people have been put in harm's way and recklessness and carelessness has led to the loss of someone's life, someone becoming unalive that didn't deserve it. I don't care what nobody say, that baby didn't deserve, that. And for the record, we need to set something straight, that there is rules in the city of Fort Worth, and we never really ever involve women and children. And I've been in the game for over, 30 years. It was never, the object to target someone's family, We didn't do that. That's against the rules. And, you see this new wave era of youngsters, and they claiming that they don't care, which I find very sickening, for youngsters, you know what I'm saying, to have, such a careless disposition, for life, especially innocent life. So I find it very, very tragic that, people would be okay in such a reality where innocent people are losing their lives. And I want to speak out to the youngsters in the city, and you YNs, because y'all don't get it, Y'all been listening to yourselves and not to the truth. Y'all have been lovers of yourselves and not your family, your race, Y'all have lost y'all way because y'all stopped listening. And, the blame is not just on the youngsters' hands, it's on the elders' hands as well. because the elders stopped talking. The big homies stopped talking, and the little homies stopped listening. So there's a broken chain of communication within the community between the old and the young. And you little young brothers, y'all think y'all all got it figured out until something like this happens. And, you know, we lose on both ends. We lost somebody who's very important and had a very prominent life. We lost an innocent baby. And these little brothers that did this, we lost them too. Because now they going on to either be lethally injected from a capital murder, or they going on to spend the rest of their life in confinement. So the family structure is broken down by such a heinous act. And this is what we, as Fort Worth people, got to start snapping and realizing that certain things we can't do. And what happened should never, ever happen again. And I'm hoping that you little brothers see the other side of the game, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not what everybody is seeing. Everybody see that the move that they made, of course it was reckless, you know what I'm saying? It was reckless. You decide to shoot somebody in broad daylight and the police is 3 minutes down the street. So it's evident that there was no intelligence in this plot, this plan. There was no intelligence in it whatsoever. And it does represent the breakdown of communication, of the chain of communication within the community. And we have to learn from this. We can't continue to let this type of behavior continue within the community. We have to stop it. And how do we stop it? We start back talking to our youngsters. And you youngsters, y'all got to start back listening, you know. Y'all don't want to be told right, and y'all steady finding yourselves overwhelmed and wrong. So at some point, something's got to give. How many times are we going to have to dress up and go to funerals like this, where it's unforgivable acts that have been committed? We got to realize that should be the turning point within our community, to realize that life is for the living and we need to value life. See, the ultimate trick of Satan is to break down the desires, to break the person down by way of desires. And when you break the person down by way of desires, they have no reason to resist, you see. So these youngsters they can't resist temptation. They can't resist the evil. They can't resist it because they have been broken down. There is no higher frequency of energy being produced within the individual. The chakra system is cut off. So therefore, these youngsters, they not permeating and vibrating positive energy. Because when the chakra system is shut down, it's the negative. You know, you got the one, and you got the positive side of the one, and you got the negative side of the one. And when the positive side of the one is not active, it automatically activates the negative side. So if the chakras is cut off, that means that negative energy is being produced. And this is what's going on the streets of Fort Worth. These young brothers, y'all ain't in tune with yourselves. Y'all don't understand that the vibrational frequencies that y'all are putting forth are based off of dumbed down bamboozlement. You know what I'm saying? Hoodwinkedism, you see. We've been hoodwinked, we've been busted up, clucked over the head. The story of Hiram Biff, however you want to call it, we have that syndrome in the community. We've been hit over the head. So being hit over the head means that you out of your mind. And if you out of your mind, you're confused. And if you confused, that means you won't make good decisions at all. And this is what's going on. There's a subliminal seduction. There's a subliminal assault being committed, you know what I'm saying, against the mind of the youngsters in the community. They are so bamboozled, they are so hoodwinked, they have been hit over the head so hard, they confused. And when you confuse, you don't understand right from wrong. You don't. You will rationalize that it is okay to harm a 5-year-old, or you won't even have no regard for a 5-year-old when you out of your mind, you see. When you've been hit over the head, when you've been bamboozled, you see, you won't even have no remorse, you see. And this is a problem in the community. It is we, the young people, lack remorse. We don't understand mercy and forgiveness. We don't know how to just be peaceful and leave things alone as we should, you see. And that is what you call genocide, you see. Menocide, you see. The moral turpitude of the Black community is in a debacle. It's destroyed. It doesn't even really exist. It's only debris remains. You see, there's only rubbish and trash morally in our community. It's full of so much moral poison to where our youngsters can't even see straight. How you gonna aim and you can't see? You can't see your target because you blind. You don't even know who to shoot because you can't see. Your third eye is closed. And I say to all of you youngsters, wake up. Press the clock button. Put it back on active. Take it off of snooze. You young brothers is sleeping out here. And y'all making some very bad decisions that's costing us everything that we have as a community have worked so hard for. Now, I consider myself to be a part of the solution. I'm not a part of the problem. And I will never be. I used to be. I'm not proud of my past. But my past don't determine my present, and my presence definitely determines my future. So I'm looking toward a brighter future for everyone, not just for myself, but for all these young brothers who are lost in the streets. And I got a message to you rappers, you know, and this is coming straight from my heart to y'all. Y'all can't mix the streets and rap. The streets and rap, that's two different occupations. And the more you little brothers, instead of pursuing your rap career, get it engrossed into the streets, is you put yourself to ruin. You put your family at harm's way. All this rapper beat shit, this stupid shit that you young brothers is keep going is detrimental to our existence. And it is a mockery to our forefathers who fought for us to have rights and fought for us to be treated as human beings. Y'all insulting and turning back the clocks on all that we have worked for by the way y'all are choosing to be in our community. We can no longer accept this. We will not be at war with ourselves. We will not allow y'all to keep coming into our community and making us feel and our children feel unsafe. Where y'all at with it now is y'all forfeiting our existence, because the more that y'all kill each other off, the less it's gonna be of us in a little while. Y'all don't even understand that as we continue to kill each other, we continue to eliminate ourselves. We have to stop killing. The killing must stop, and you young brothers need to realize that you can fight, you can punch. I'm running a campaign of gloves up and guns down, because brothers need to understand that the peaceful solution can be sitting down like grown men and talking about the problem and coming up with a solution where everybody is safe. But if that can't be the way, then you can easily set up a ring, you hear me? And y'all can fight. And everybody walk away shaking hands as friends in the end. because you really never know someone until you fight them. You really never respect someone until you fight them. That's why they say respect comes from the shoulders. It don't come from no gun. You don't get no respect from shooting no one because you really ain't done nothing but made it easy, you know what I'm saying, for us to be, our race to be shortened. You're not helping by shooting someone and eliminating them. If you want to really be a man, stand on your 10 toes as a man and disagree or agree and walk away in a peaceful sense of loving life and not disregarding it. You little brothers have no regard for life, and that is a ill that has to be eradicated. We can no longer be okay with these little brothers coming into our communities as reckless as they do. This stuff has to stop, brothers. We're calling upon all of the elders to step up and start talking to these little brothers. Because without instructions, one will perish. You understand? Our little brothers are perishing because we have stopped giving them instructions. We need to start back talking and communicating with these little brothers. But on the other side of the fence, you little brothers need to start listening. You learn when you listen. You don't learn anything watching. Your eyes can be tricked. Your ears can too. But 90% of the time, you don't believe none of what you see and half of what you hear. So whatever way it go, you little brothers gonna have to start using y'all ears and less of y'all mouth. Because we know y'all upset. We know y'all mad. We feel y'all pain about this tragedy. But can we let the blind lead the blind? Or can we let our enemies be our teachers? I can never let my enemy be my teacher. I am my teacher. I set the rules, I set the standards, and I believe in peace, and I believe in life. I'm not pro-death. And you little brothers, y'all on demon time. Y'all have been tricked. Y'all have been hoodwinked. And y'all don't know that a part of being on demon time is you have no regard for life. That's the other side of that whack-ass contract that you were tricked into signed by being, subliminally seduced. So, man, shout out to Lil Ronnie and his family, man. May that little brother rest in peace. And may his daughter rest in peace as well. I wish no call I know that this has already been said, but I brought this particular topic up because this is a problem in the city of Fort Worth. And it's not one of the problems, it is a part of the problem. And it will continue until we step up as a community and start doing our part as grown men and women and letting the village raise the child rather than trying to just be individuals raising our children. It takes a village to raise a child, not an individual. So I say this, man, with all due respect to all parties involved. You need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, where do you stand? Do you stand on the side of good or do you stand on the side of evil? And you do your worst because at the end of the day, we know that whatever you do, it comes back to you. And that's all I got to say. And that's the message to you youngsters. Wake up, because at this point, we are about to be extinct.